Good morning and welcome to the Tools for Schools Harford County Education Foundation breakfast. We're so glad to see you all here. What a good turnout. You all need to applaud yourselves for supporting the Education Foundation. Now we got to start the program in the proper fashion. To do that, I needed to call some able-bodied assistants. We have with us today, courtesy of Homestead Wakefield, right? Happen to be two brothers. We have a third grader, Graham Mooring, and we have his brother, Ian Mooring. And they're going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you're ready. Ready, guys? You just speak it out. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. Good job. Good job. Well done, man. Yeah, you just go right there. Thank you. Why would anybody call kids up and then have to follow them? Make a note of that. Okay, look, we got a terrific program planned for today. We are so glad you're all here to enjoy that and celebrate with us. Today you're going to meet some 28 everyday heroes. That's teachers that are nominated by their schools for being exceptional. So that's always fun. You'll enjoy some student performance. By the way, is this band good or what, huh? That is the North Harford Jazz Ensemble, am I right? And they are directed by Mr. John Wojciechowski. Did I get it? They're so talented. I mean, you guys could be working that on the, no, stay in school, stay. So yeah, we'll have some of those. I've mentioned it before, but before you leave, wander around and see the showcase of knowledge, talk to those students, learn about those special areas. It's fascinating. It's more than just reading, writing, and arithmetic now. They're doing great stuff. We have a really good school system and great educators. So we hope you enjoyed your breakfast. I wanted to take a second here and introduce some of our attendees. I'd like to introduce you all because you all deserve that, but Deb said, no, not enough time. Dr. Sean Bolson, Superintendent of Schools. Senator Bob Casserly. Delegate Andrew Casserly. Our county executive is out of town right today, but Chief of Administration, none other than Billy Boniface, is here with us. We have the Council President, Pat Vincente. Councilman Chad Schroes. Councilman Curtis Beulah. There he is. Now the Councilman Tony G, is he here? He's right here in front of me. How do you say that last name?
Jan Giordano.
Tony Jan Giordano. Board of Education represented today. I'm not sure if Jansen Robinson made it. Did he make it into the room? Okay, he was going to try to be here. Patrice Riccardi is a board member. The superintendent, senior staff, and I'm going to name 5 names here. Why don't we applaud for them as a group? It'll be Dr. Susan Brown, Ms. Diane Mack, Ms. Jean Mantagna, Mr. Mike O'Brien, Mr. Ben Richardson, and I should have mentioned Mr. Cornell Brown. We have friends here from the Office of Title I. We have Jake Little, I know. Is Brad Palmer here, Jake? He's not. Make a note of that. I'd like to recognize our Board of Directors. If they would just stand, please. And are they here? Take advantage of the name tags with the little blue flag. They're board members. They should be able to answer any questions you may have. They can receive donations if you're, I'm just saying. But anyway, seriously, if you see a board member and you have a question, please ask. We'd be delighted to talk with you. Of course, we were going to recognize our everyday heroes individually, but would they stand in the room for a minute, please? Everyday heroes. Thank you, thank you. We have our Jazz Ensemble, I guess they were hungry, they're out of here, but we've already thanked them. I want to give some special thanks to Mr. Rob Limpert, who is the supervisor of the CTE programs. Right where? There he goes. I don't think Miss Katie Campbell made it in. Did she, Rob? She did? Where is Katie? I heard a voice. She's right here somewhere. So she is our CTE and Magnet Curriculum Specialist. Is Mr. Jeffrey Winfield here, who is our Supervisor of Fine Arts. We have so many good people. And now they throw a ringer in on me. Our self-portraits that you see on some of the tables, those are courtesy of North Harford Elementary School. The kids did their self-portrait, and we're going to use them a little bit later on. And Miss, where's Lisa Sundquist? She was here somewhere. I don't know how to say this name. Miss Kwasniak. Well, it was her students, so we thank them. Recognize and thank the students that are here this morning and sharing their knowledge, and proud to display their special areas in the showcase of knowledge. I want to thank Richlin Catering for hosting us this morning. They're doing a great job, I think. Just two more. One, our photographer extraordinaire, Robin Summer, is always with us, always supporting us, taking care of the Education Foundation. Robin's with Mid-Atlantic Photographing. Thank you, Robin. And then one more, the biggie. No, that's not you, Superintendent. I know you're used to hearing that when I say the biggie. Ms. Deb Murlock, founder and president of the Education Foundation. So I wanted to take one more minute, and I know Deb's watching the clock on me very closely, because I do love a microphone. I just wanted to take a minute and remind us why we're here and what it is we do. Some of you may have heard some of this story before. I hope you've all heard it before, and I hope it's near and dear to you. HCF, we do so much now, and we're very, very proud of that. We offer scholarships and teacher innovation grants. That's one of my favorites. You teachers are pretty creative, and sometimes you just don't have what you need to make that extra little thing. Let us know about it. We'll see if we can help you. Some good stuff going on out there. We have tech tools where we send some laptops home with hotspots for the kids that don't have it. Books in Hand program to enhance the reading literacy. What the heck else do we have? And of course, at our roots is the Resource Center, the tools for schools. Now let me tell you a little bit about how that started. It was over 15 years ago now. I think we're heading into our 16th. Deb's kids were in Edgewood school system, and her oldest daughter, Amanda, came home, Zonia Amanda Wood. One of the early days in that school year, she was frustrated. Amanda, what's wrong? Well, little Johnny took my pencil. I didn't have a pencil. So Deb said, it's okay, Amanda, calm down. We have plenty of pencils, and why don't you take this box of pencils to school tomorrow? Make sure everybody needs a pencil, has a pencil. Good solution. Amanda came home the next day, frustrated, pencilless. Is that a word, pencilless? Again, not enough pencils. So Deb knew the teacher. She thought she'd have a little bit of fun with that. She took a bag, chock full of pencils, took it into school the next day, said to the teacher, I understand you have a pencil crisis. I'm here to help. So she gave her the bag of pencils. The teacher loved the pencils. She really did. But she also saw an opportunity. She said, come here and look at this. So she took Deb over, showed her a closet, most of which was empty. And she said, can you fill that with school supplies? Well, there we go. I mean, Katie barred the door. Light bulb went off with Deb, and she said, I'm going to start an education foundation. We have a need. So there it was, voila, the beginning of the Resource Center. All because the teacher saw the opportunity. So the Resource Center started at Deb's garage. It outgrew the garage, and we moved into several self-storage units. We outgrew those, and now we're in a Resource Center, which is in Bel Air. A little plug here, we are outgrowing that space. We are actually outgrown. So if anybody happens to have some spare warehouse space, loading dock would be nice. Maybe the county has some empty space. We sure could use it. But, you know, you think about the pencil, and by the way, now we know the significance of the award for the Everyday Heroes, the big pencil. Treasure that. Now you know why you're getting that. But today, where are we? So just pick a couple numbers. You've seen them there. You've seen them on the slides. But, you know, we distributed 5,000 books to the schools for that summer reading and literacy improvement. We've done $162,000 in scholarships. I mentioned the laptops, the innovation grants, school supplies. I think it's $150,000 in school supplies. 600 teachers have shopped in the Resource Center for free to get supplies. I think that's pretty cool stuff. Look back last year, and we distributed, I was looking to see what the heck do we do, because Deb keeps a very good inventory. It was like 60,000 crayons and 50,000 pencils, and it's just remarkable numbers. Hi, Deb. You're telling me to move along. I am. Okay. So, but that's thanks to all of you, your help, and our many businesses. You saw them listed that had the boxes out there, tools for school boxes. That was great. The Resource Center was chock full and overflowing. But that's what we needed to do. So, enjoy this morning, celebrate the students, celebrate the educators, celebrate HCPS. So with that having said, what a good system. You guys are good. Let's not quiet here. Let's move on beyond me. You're ready, right? I heard that. We want to give a few minutes to our presenting sponsor, who was just great to us. Our presenting sponsor for the breakfast is APG Federal Credit Union. And we'd asked Ms. Jean LaCour, who is a senior leader, chief of administration for APG Federal Credit Union, if she'd come up and say a couple words. There she is.
Thanks, Warren. This is a big change from last year. Haven't we like doubled?
We've grown.
We've grown. Isn't that pretty cool? What do you think? Yeah. I'm thinking it might be so cool. Can I take a selfie? Would everybody stand up and just like a big wave? Come on, let's go. All set? All right, cool. So I think it's just absolutely amazing We've doubled the people who were here from last year. And hopefully we just keep growing and growing when we look at all the sponsors and supporters for our public school system. As a community, we've come together this morning to recognize the invaluable contributions of our everyday heroes. At APGFCU, we hold our educators in high esteem. We see the fabric of our community being woven by their hands. Our everyday heroes create safe spaces where our children can express themselves. Our educators recognize the child craving for attention, and they see the child whose only desire is to be invisible. Our everyday heroes recognize the fear of failure in both the underachiever and the overachiever. They see the potential in each and every child and help our children see it in themselves. Our educators are connecting with children who would otherwise be marginalized because of their differences. Our everyday heroes simplify the complex and invite curiosity over conformity. Trustworthy, inspiring, innovative, rigorous. These traits come to mind when I think of the educators who helped shape my life. This breakfast serves as a powerful reminder that as a community, we must come together to celebrate the invaluable contributions of our everyday heroes, our educators, and the difference they're making today, tomorrow, and in generations to come. Congratulations to the 2019 recipients.
Thank you, Janine. Well said. Wish I'd have thought of that. Okay, now I believe we have our vocal ensemble. Yes? Or, yes? Are they here somewhere? They're here. Do they know they're on? Or are we supposed to go outside? We can do that. So the Edgewood High School, lost my place, vocal ensemble, directed by Mr. Zachary Domi. Did I say that right, Mr. Domi? Doimi. I was told that. I really was. Gosh, I'm old. What a beautiful group. Thank you so much. Thank you. The talent's just unbelievable to me. And all of that before 9 in the morning. Wow. I guess you can tell by this. The superintendent's got a few words to share with us, and we do appreciate him being here this morning. Dr. Bolson.
Try to run this like a carefully tuned graduation. You got those transitions nice and tight. Of course, Warren already indicated that following students is always a hard act, and particularly the vocal group that just performed were amazing, but the boys get extra credit for the bow ties. So, but thank you to both the groups here from Edgewood and from North Harford. We have another group following, so I'll go quickly. If you haven't been in one of our schools lately, or if you haven't been in a school since you graduated, I would invite you to come visit. They're just amazing places, and they're mostly that way because of the people we're recognizing today, our everyday heroes who create a space for our students to take them beyond where even they sometimes think they can go. And so if you haven't had a chance to come out and just see what it takes, because it really is amazing and inspiring. You can't do that without an incredible community of support that includes parents, businesses, community members, community leaders, making this all happen, because the schools and the teachers cannot do it alone. And what I love so much about today's event is that you get to see and hear a little bit from that product that we're producing. There's these incredible students, they're around the room, so if you didn't get a chance to stop at the tables and talk to them prior to sitting down, they'll be sticking around for a little bit at the end of this morning's breakfast. So again, thank you all for being here. Thank you so much to the Ed Foundation, Deb, Warren leading the group, and then the rest of the board. There's so much that goes into making our students successful, and it's great to have those resources here. So have a great morning. Thank you.
Okay, I just want to see if we're on schedule here because I know Deb's. Edgewood High School Dance Ensemble, led by Miss Danielle Strange. And here they come, looking beautiful. Great day in the morning. We can applaud for them just for how they look.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall, and no one would hear? Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, if you can reach out your hand. And oh, someone will come running. And I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. You
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was tremendous. Man, oh man, such talent in the schools, huh? And energy. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I think now we're ready to recognize those everyday heroes.
And I get the distinct honor to start the celebration of recognizing our everyday heroes. I'm Liz Monty. I get the privilege of being on the board of Harford County Education Foundation, and I'm also a financial education director for APG Federal Credit Union. Ladies, Edgewood High School, outstanding. Thank you. What we're going to do this morning is we're going to call approximately 5 of the everyday heroes to come up front. If you could please, I know it's going to be hard, if you could please hold your applause until 5 have been called. We'll take pictures and then we'll call the next 5. Okay? Our first everyday hero, Carrie Bandy. She's unable to be here, but I do want to read a little bit about Carrie. Carrie's from Harford Grace Elementary School. She's a 5th grade teacher, and she's been teaching for 9 years. Mrs. Bandy is a lighthouse in the choppy sea of her classroom, school, and community, a light that lightly guides our children, staff, parents, and community into the special passage that is excellence in education. Miss Emily Cox, from Roy Williams Elementary School, 3rd grade teacher. She's been teaching now for 5 years. Emily is committed to making a positive difference for the students and staff of Roy Williams Elementary. Catherine Dobbs, Aberdeen High School, health education. She's been teaching now for 13 years. Catherine is an integral part of the Aberdeen community, a teacher you want your child to have. Megan Heller, Harvard Grace High School, English, creative writing, and journalism. She's been teaching now for 8 years. Megan is a role model in our school community because of her thoughtfulness and empathy towards others. Nicole Henfey, William S. James Elementary School, 1st grade teacher, and has been teaching now for 12 years. Nicole lives, loves, and leads the learning with excellence each day. Ladies, thank you for all that you do. Congratulations. Brenda Hinton, Halls Crossroads Elementary School, 2nd grade teacher. She's been teaching 29 years, and we have same style, right? Brenda ensures the success of every child she touches by building strong positive relationships with the child and family. Mary Hoppenstein, Churchville Elementary School. She's an art teacher, and she's been teaching now for 10 years. Mrs. Hoppenstein's energy of putting students first is felt throughout our entire community. Jessica Kell of Edgewood High School, art teacher, and she's been teaching now for 5 years. Jessica is a passionate teacher who brings out the best in those that she encounters. Jamie Krieger, George Lisby Elementary at Hillsdale, second grade teacher. She's been teaching now for 10 years. Jamie is the leader of the school's PBIS initiative, which has had a powerful impact on improving student achievement, behavior, and overall school culture. Miley Kwashnak. She is from North Harford Elementary School, art teacher, been teaching now for 7 years. Miley is a champion of students in art and in life. Please help me in congratulating our everyday hero. Kelly Maricki, Norrisville Elementary School, first grade teacher. She's been teaching now for 24 years. She started when she was 16 years old. Kelly is invaluable to the Norrisville Elementary School family. Our school community benefits tremendously from her leadership, positivity, and dedication to children. Felicia Martin, Prospect Mill Elementary School. She's a music teacher, and she's been teaching 32 years, another one that started at 16. Felicia inspires her students to not only become better musicians, but to become better people. Patricia Massetti, North Harford High School, biology science, and she's been teaching for 15 years. Patricia is an innovative instructional leader that provides an unsurpassed learning environment for her students every day. Christina McGee, Bakerfield Elementary School, second grade. She's been teaching now for 7 years. Christina's ability to build relationships with the staff and community to do what is best for kids makes her our everyday hero. Thank you, ladies, and congratulations. And if I may ask to the stage our second presenter. Actually, my apologies. If I may ask North Hartford High School Jazz Ensemble to please join us.
Thank you, North Harford. That was fantastic. Hello, everyone. I'm Kirsty Durr, and I sit on the Harford County Education Board. I'm delighted to be here to continue the recognition of our everyday heroes. I'd like to bring up Lauren McCullough. She's from Church Creek Elementary School. She's a reading specialist. She's been teaching for 16 years. Her love and passion for literacy, teaching, and learning is genuine and contagious. Let's welcome Kelly McLean. She's from William Paca Old Post Elementary School. She's a third grade teacher. She's been teaching for 7 years. Through her love, support, and dedication, Kelly encourages her students to be the best they can be. Michelle Messina, Magnolia Middle School. She's an 8th grade language arts teacher. She's been teaching for 18 years. Michelle is a committed, passionate, and dynamic educator who has served the Joppa Magnolia community for all of her 18 years. Shannon O'Connor, Bel Air Elementary School. She's a 5th grade science and social studies teacher and has been teaching for 21 years. Shannon is Bel Air Elementary's everyday hero, sharing her love of learning and science with countless students, parents, and staff. Sarah Palmer, North Bend Elementary School. She's a 5th grade teacher and she's been teaching for 14 years. Sarah is an enthusiastic educator who is dedicated to making learning fun and meaningful. Let's take a minute and recognize these everyday heroes with a round of applause.
These are gifts from Saxton's and from APG.
I'd like to now call up Angela Polwicki. She's from Falston Middle School. She's a special education teacher, and she's been teaching for 8 years. Angela exemplifies the qualities and characteristics of a deaf leader and exceptional educator. Jennifer Rampola. She's from Magnolia Elementary School. She's a kindergarten teacher, and she's been teaching for 8 years. Jennifer puts students, families, and the community members first. Dawn Rose. She's from Fountain Green Elementary School. She's a reading teacher, and she's been teaching for 15 years. Dawn is a team player who encourages a love of reading and fosters the skills necessary to be a successful reader and teacher. Tina Sample, Ring Factory Elementary School. She's a 1st grade teacher, and she's been teaching for 13 years. Tina maximizes the full potential of our students, teachers, interns, and community, and a personal friend of mine. Stephanie Sauter. She's from John Archer School. She's a media specialist. She's been teaching for 8 years. Stephanie embodies the true definition of dedication and commitment to the growth and success of students with special needs through the quality of her teaching and the impact of the programs she implements, both inside and outside her classroom walls. Again, a quick round of applause for these everyday heroes. And we close out our list of everyday heroes with Zach, our one gentleman. Congratulations. Zach Stakowiak from Deerfield Elementary School. He's a 4th grade teacher. He's been teaching for 6 years, and Zach is someone who will go above and beyond for our students and community. Betsy Steinen, Emerton Elementary School. She's a kindergarten teacher. She's been teaching for 19 years. A teacher with passion and experience, Betsy elevates the work of others and is certainly deserving of the title Everyday Hero. Lisa Strickler, Forest Lakes Elementary School, a 5th grade teacher teaching for 19 years. Lisa recognizes the whole child and seeks to provide children with the academic skills and life skills they will need to be successful. And last but definitely not least, please welcome Michelle Watson, Joppatown High School. She's an Algebra 1 and geometry teacher teaching for 12 years. Michelle is working to develop at Promise Mathematics, a pathway for students to become mathematics scholars. Wow, what an incredible group of educators. Let's give them all a round of applause. I'd now like to introduce Claudine Adams of Bravura, who's going to pull at your heartstrings and hopefully your pocketbook.
Hello, everyone, and good morning. Isn't this a wonderful event? I think it's awesome. And I'm here to thank the sponsors. I'm going to do my Vanna White impression. Hold on. I always wanted to do that. When I come to these events, you always think about, the first thing I think about is when I was in school. Doesn't it bring you back? But I'll tell you, one thing I noticed, these teachers look awesome. Don't they look wonderful? I mean, 10 years, 12 years, I can't even imagine. They look like they just graduated. Awesome. But when I think back when I was in school, one of the things that I remember was my first grade teacher. Everybody has a teacher story, don't they? Who here has a teacher story? Everybody. Somebody that motivated you, someone that maybe put you back on the right path, someone that talked to you about the friends you were hanging out with, because I thought you might have a little more potential, made a difference. My first grade teacher, then they did things a little differently. So there were 3 different levels of reading. And I was in the lowest level. I didn't know that, I was only 5. They gave me some test and sat me in a chair, and I'm doing my work and doing my work and doing my work. And my first grade teacher comes over, and she stands in front of my little table, and she says to the students that were in the lower reading, "Look at Andrew." And I'm like, "Andrew? What's Andrew doing that I'm not doing?" She holds up his workbook. She said, "Andrew is going to the next level because Andrew, look at his workbook. There's nothing wrong and there's no mistakes." I was like, wow. I'm thinking to myself, I don't have any mistakes in my workbook. I started looking at my workbook. 3 wrong, 4 wrong. Seriously, I'm like, holy moly, I better pay attention. So after that, I started paying attention to my schoolwork. Guess what? I didn't have any wrong after that. And guess who was the next student that the teacher was standing in front of the class, elevating to the next level? Mwah. I was very happy. It actually set me on a different path. It really did. Made a huge difference in what I pay attention in, even today. And guess who made it to Ivy League after all that? Whoa! So you never know. When we talk about everyday heroes, I don't even think that my first grade teacher even knew that she motivated me in that manner. I probably should have told her, but I was only 5. You don't pay attention to things like that, do you? So the things that we do here and the things every day that our teachers do make such a difference to the students. And so I just want to call your attention to something you have in front of you. And if you would just look on your, did I bring it up? It is called a pledge card. Wahoo! See? Does everybody have one? Can you just find yours, please? And then, in the spirit of the way my teacher used to teach me, you have your book, follow along class, go to page 4, and you will see what this pledge card and the things that we're doing today contribute to. And I'm not going to read it all through, but just take a minute to look at all of the wonderful things that your donation truly makes a difference to. And be grateful and thankful that we have the means to do that. But what I would like to do is to see if you take out your pens and just write a pledge. Doesn't have to be a big pledge, but look at the lowest one, it's $250. I did the math, thank you to my first grade teacher, that's 70 cents a day. I could do a commercial with that, I think. For 70 cents a day, you could sponsor a youth. For double that, you could sponsor 2. And I don't know, when you think about when you were in elementary school, you probably do remember the students that were next to you that maybe did ask to borrow your crayons, or asked to borrow your pencil, or they didn't have scissors, or they didn't have paper. We as students knew who they were. So did the teachers. You didn't say anything, you just kind of handed out and shared your stuff, except for, I don't know, the pencil disappearances that started the foundation here. But it made a difference to everyone. And it makes a difference what we do here. And this county definitely has some talent. Don't our youth have talent? They really, really do. So if you would just take a minute and just pledge a little more. I know all of you have pledged here. You're here because you believe in education. Just take that extra step and write something down, and we'll be happy to collect your cards afterwards. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Claudine. We love her. So you've had an opportunity to hear from a lot of our board this evening, which is wonderful because we wanted to showcase them as well. Today, in this room, we've seen the talents of over 200 students. The students may not necessarily have been here, but you have seen their talent through the floral arrangements on the table. The placemats, which please, by the way, please take that with you. Harford County Public Library laminated them for us so that you could take those with you. That's artwork from our students. We've had the jazz ensemble, the showcase students. There's a treat when you leave. Don't forget to get your treat. Harford Technical High School's culinary department program made a treat for you as you leave today. So don't forget that. I'm going to take a minute and just acknowledge some of our sponsors in a different way. On your table, on our sponsor tables, you will find self-portraits. By the way, there's self-portraits on the table of our students as well. So our sponsors should have those on the table, and if you gather them, I am going to ask you to just hold them up. And if you would like a photo op, then okay, well, see, everybody, they're good listeners. So we have Brevoort is supporting 12 students. Oak Contracting is supporting 8. Harford Mutual is supporting 8 students. Wegmans is supporting 4 students. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield is supporting 4 students. Harford County Public Library, 4 students. BGE, 4 students. Keep them up. Keep them up. Robin's going to take some pictures. Let's see, where did I leave off? Chesapeake Bank, 4 students. HGH Mechanical, 4. Freedom Federal Credit Union, 4. Exit Realty, 4. They're excited back there. Palumbo Insurance, 4. Gant Global, 2. Harco Credit Union, 2. Centennial Contractors, 2. Go Mortgage, 2. Harford Bank, 2. Growing Smiles, 1. Horde Copeland Mack, 1. Jarrettsville Savings and Loan, 1. Pat Paluk, 1. You're holding yours up, Pat? M&T Bank, 1. Pat and Mark Wolcall, 1 student. Rock Spring Heating and Cooling, 1 student. Southern Harford County Rotary, 1. Terry and Steve Troy, 1. And Towson University. Thank you so much for supporting our students and making this event the success that it is today. We have our presenting sponsor is supporting an entire classroom. And there is a teacher sitting in this room, one of our everyday heroes, that is getting a classroom supply of school supplies. So we did a random drawing, and we did it earlier because I needed to know whether it's elementary, middle, or high, so you're just gonna have to trust me that I didn't peek, that I just pulled it. Or I could just lie to you and say, there's a room full of us when I pulled the name. I gotta stop being so honest. This is crazy. So I'm gonna invite APG Federal Credit Union to come forward with their supplies. There is over $500 worth of supplies in front of you right now. There's enough for every student in your classroom. And the teacher who is receiving this wonderful gift from APG Federal Credit Union is Sarah Palmer, North Bend Elementary School.
That's great. That is tremendous. Look, I need to ask you to do one more thing. Where's our photographer? There she is. Those little self-portraits. Hold them up real high. Everybody, hold them up. We need a nice picture of that. It just gives you a feel for the kids that are impacted, you know? Look at that. That's beautiful. Real high. Don't be timid now. Come on.
Are your tables taking care of you?
Huh? Oh, I got a good table. I hand-picked that table.
Actually, you really did. It's that honesty thing. I can't stop it. So I want to thank everybody. I do want to remind our everyday heroes, if you could stay, we would like to take a group picture of you. I know that you are eager to get back to your classrooms, but we'll do that very quickly. Anything, do you want to? And like I said, we do have a treat for you, so don't leave without your treat. The students will, if the students want to go back to their tables, they will be hanging for a while. We do encourage you. They are the talent and the knowledge that they have and the things that they are doing in the classroom and in life are things that we probably didn't do during our days. Of course, some of you are younger than me, but so please take a moment to visit with them. Oh, the raffle. Yeah, okay. Kirsty, you can take care of that. Don't leave until we get draw the number. I'll be back. You close it out. Oh yeah, the Everyday Heroes gift has been presented to every everyday hero through the generosity of Saxons and APG Federal Credit Union. Here, wrap it up.
Okay, you made it through. We thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed it half as much as I did, because I really enjoyed it. So you can see the benefit of this great school system, the teachers, the educators. It's remarkable. If you get a chance, I know Dr. Bolson mentioned it, and I was derelict in not introducing Mr. Eric Davis. My apologies to him. But if you get a chance to visit the school while the kids are there, sit in on a class, whatever they happen to be teaching, you're going to enjoy it. It's my favorite thing to do. Visit the school. Okay? Thank you for coming. You guys have a great day, okay? Or take the rest of the day off.